Hi Soul Seekers, and welcome to Spiritual Sunday. You may have caught my story the other day, but I've actually finally managed to buy myself a tripod for my iPhone. So hopefully today I'll be able to spend more time not juggling my hands and being able to concentrate on what I'm doing a bit more. It's been a really busy week for me. I don't know about you guys, but January certainly has started with a bang. I've been really busy getting my website out and about and finishing that off. So that's up and running, and hopefully you've had a chance to maybe see that on reuniteyoursoul.com. Do please message and subscribe on there, and I will stay in touch with you through all my normal mediums of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now my website. So let's talk about where we are. We're moving into this second week of January, and obviously the whole country's in lockdown and we're all feeling a bit cooped in, but we have got a lot of movement of planets happening this week, and I do have to say to you all, it's a bit of a heads up. We have a new moon in Capricorn coming on the 13th of January, and this is really supercharged. It has some explosive elements to it. It's very close to Pluto, and we know that's the planet of transformation, passion, power, very strong emotions. So we need to treat it with some respect. Anything that you've been maybe getting stirred up about, it's a good time to stand back from that. Don't get too fueled up. Keep your cool. It's much more about focusing on transformations that are going to happen during this year. So try and sit this one out. The moon on the 13th, remember to go back to focusing on what you really want to change this year, what positives you want to bring into your life, because shortly after that we're going to have a Mars and a Saturn clash, and that's going to make us all feel a little bit stuck and feel the energies a little bit more frustrating as things don't seem to be moving forward. We're in that state at the moment with the whole country, so it's not surprising that we're going to have some of this on a personal level, and we're going to have some patience. But the great news is this will pass. So on the 17th of January, which is a week today, so we'll be talking a little bit about that next week, will be a Jupiter and Uranus clash. Now, as we know, Jupiter and Uranus are really big stellar planets. They bring big chances of change. These changes might not have been planned because Uranus loves to surprise us. So we can expect there to be some surprising elements to the end of this week coming. And whatever changes do come forward, they are very supported. So they are needed. We might not like it, but they are needed for our growth and development, and to keep us on the right path. So for the fixed signs like myself, like Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, we're going to feel that a little bit more. So we're going to have a bit of a bumpy week. But look, let's use these planetary movements to your advantage. Keep low when you need to. Focus on the future and the things that you want to attract. See change as a blessing, and however tough this is this week, we've got it covered. So another piece of news from me is that I'm going to be using 2 new decks this week to start the year. And I'm a big fan of Carl Gray, and I've decided to buy his Angel Prayers cards. So we're going to start with those. We're then going to move on to, again, another of my favourite, Rebecca Campbell's cards. This deck, I have to say, is the most beautiful deck of cards I've got in my collection. This is the Starseed Oracle. We're going to move on and take 3 cards from that. And I'm going to stick to good old faithful Spirit Guides from Colette Baron Reid to finish. So these are a little bit stiff, so you're going to have to bear with us this week because the shuffling is probably going to be worse than I am normally. And the cards are still warming up. So let's ask Spirit what we have in order this week, and what we can expect in terms of support and awareness. And we start with 2 cards here straight out of the deck. And the first one is the Miracle of Prayer. Really neon cards these are. And this is Archangel Sandalphon. Now, thank you, Sandalphon, for delivering my prayers to heaven. So, we've been doing a lot of thinking lately about things that we want, and we've got to continue that. The universe listens to us when we've got ideas of things that we want to attract. So there is a miracle to prayer. Don't stop doing that. We then have a lovely card of spiritual support. I hope you can see these clearly and it's not reflecting too much. Dear angels, I allow you to support me as I grow to become more spiritually aware. These are beautiful cards. This is just saying to us again, you know, put out that energy and you will get support from the universe. So let's see one more card from Carl to finish the reading from him. Now, oh, here we go. I'm going to go with that. Oh, nice. This is Archangel Metatron, and this is Clear Your Vibes. So again, we said energies from last year, things we need to let go of. Thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. Still a great practice this week. Think about what you want to clear from your rear view mirror. It's gone, finished, leave it. If you've got any sage or you've got something like some incense you could burn this week, use the energies well, clear off anything that you don't want hanging around, and focus, as we said, on the miracle of prayer and have the spiritual support around you that is here for us. So let's move on to the Starseed Oracle. And these cards, I do just love Rebecca's cards. They're always so beautifully put together. Let's ask Spirit for 3 cards from Rebecca's deck this week. And we start with Deep Cellular Healing. As you can see, always wonderful artwork. This is very much about Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So, you know, we know there's an awful lot of things going on that we can't see at the moment. And, you know, the earth needed a lot of healing during the journey we've just been through for the last year. And I think this is also healing a lot of wounds that people have carried around for a very, very long time. So it doesn't surprise me that we're receiving and activating healing both physically and emotionally at the moment. We're then got a lovely card that's showing, don't they glisten really nicely? This is the Star Bathing card, and it's Light Body, Crystal Grid, Transmission, Activation. You know, there's a lot of work we can do. We're all locked in at the moment, I understand that, and not supposed to be doing anything. Some people obviously are key workers and are having to go out and work as normal. You know, it's a great time of year. The weather's really lousy to get out and go and do a walk and get nice and cold, and to actually take yourself into the bath and have some crystal salts, you know, put in the bath, light some candles, and actually use this time to recuperate yourself and rebuild yourself, because there is a lot of things happening in what we call our light body, and our light body is our energies within us and around us, and it's not our physical body. So it doesn't just mean that, you know, you've had aching limbs, you know, that's your physical body. This is much more about your spiritual body and what actually separates your light body, leaves your physical body when you leave the earth. So this is very much about light bodies. It's suggesting crystal grids, that there are things that are being attracted, and we're having an upgrade at the moment and an activation. So it's a great time to take care of yourself and use this time wisely to keep your energies up and restored. And to finish the reading, this is actually really got some wonderful crystal markings at the bottom of that. This is Messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. So we have quite a lot of healing and light activation and messages and harmony and balance coming through on Rebecca's cards. And I read these very much about what we need to do to maintain ourselves at the moment. So, you know, Carl's cards were much more maybe about your mental capacity to offer yourself support. There is a lot of deep healing work that can happen at this time by taking good care of yourself and resting and recuperating whilst a lot of the energies are working through our systems at the start of this year. So, finishing off, let's take 2 animal cards from Colette Baron Reads. In fact, we have got 2 straight away, and we have the lovely Nightingale, and this card just reminds us that there is love all around. you know, whatever is happening in the world. We've seen a lot of clashing in America, as you may all well have been watching, and this is very much to do with the planetary movements that we have at the moment. But you know, there is still a lot of love around, so let's not forget that, and let's call upon that. And we're still being told that Bee Spirit awaits. So there is something sweet to come out of what has been a really, really tough time for everybody. So I just want to remind you that you can subscribe on my website, stay in touch with me. If this is a time you want a personal reading or a bit more of an in-depth reading, then do reach out and book that. You can do that directly on my website. But in the meantime, I just want you to say this week might be a bit of a tough one, team. You may need to, you know, really take care of yourself, both mentally and physically. So I'm sending you lots of healing vibes, love and light from me, and I'll see you next Sunday. Take good care. Bye.